Australians aren't just worried anymore, they are losing confidence. A brand new Mood of the Nation survey has found that 2/3 of Aussies think the country is heading in the wrong direction. This is going to have big implications politically and for the future direction of the country. Now, at the same time, 6 in 10 Aussies say they've been feeling more negative than positive. We're talking about stress, anxiety, exhaustion, and overwhelm. Now, here's what really caught my attention. For years, cost of living has dominated these kinds of surveys, and it still does. But something else is now rapidly climbing the list of concerns. It is housing. Not just house prices, not just rents, but the ability of ordinary Aussies to own a home at all. And this also goes for people who own their own home and have children. This is a big concern that they have. Now, despite a federal budget specifically designed to address housing affordability, many Aussies don't appear convinced that it's going to make any difference at all. So what is really going on? Because when a country starts losing confidence in its future, it changes everything. And if you're a property investor, a first home buyer, or simply someone trying to get ahead, you need to understand why. So let's get into this. SEC Newgate is one of the world's leading public affairs and advisory companies. They employ about 1,300 people worldwide and more than 60 offices on 5 continents. Serious people, they know what they're doing. Their clients are governments and big corporations. In Australia, they've provided advice to big firms like Commonwealth Bank, Westpac, BHP, Rio Tinto, Transgrid, AGL, and Lendlease. Non-profits like RSPCA, Twiggy Forrest, Minderoo Foundation as examples. They've also provided advice and reports to government bodies like the Bureau of Meteorology and Recycling Victoria. One of SEC Newgate's big selling points is their research. They can commission and conduct polling on issues for corporate clients and tap into public opinion to help governments and business shape policy. Most of this research is commercial in confidence. You never get to see it. But every 2 months, the company publicly releases a document called the Mood of the Nation Report. And it is fascinating, and it can help you make really good decisions with your money and help you track what's going on in the economy. Ultimately, the economy is the mood of the people in it. It is definitely worth a read. A large number of issues are canvassed in the report, and the sample size is larger than a lot of other opinion polling. The headline finding in SEC Newgate's latest report is pretty remarkable. 66% of Aussies now believe the country is headed in the wrong direction. That's the highest reading since the company began tracking Australia's national mood in 2022. Only 34% think we're headed in the right direction. That's not a small difference. That's a country where pessimists outnumber optimists almost 2-1. But it gets even more interesting. When respondents were asked how they had been feeling over recent weeks, 61% selected more negative emotions than positive ones. The most common responses included stress, anxiety, exhaustion, and feeling overwhelmed. Now, before anyone says people always complain, that is not really the point. The reason this matters is confidence drives behavior. It drives economic behavior. When people feel optimistic, they invest, they spend, they take risks, they start businesses, they buy homes. When confidence disappears, people pull back. And that's exactly what politicians, economists, and investors need to pay serious attention to. The biggest driver of this negativity remains cost of living. According to the survey, 64% of Aussies identified cost of living as the country's biggest issue. Nothing else came close. It was also an unprompted question. So the researchers weren't asking panelists a leading question like, is cost of living the top priority for you? The survey participants brought that topic up themselves. Interestingly, although cost of living was by far the overwhelming worry mentioned by the 1,300 people surveyed, concern about petrol prices dropped dramatically between April and May from 22% to 9%, following the government's decision to temporarily lower the fuel excise. Nearly 4 in 10 Aussies also reported experiencing financial difficulty. Think about that. Almost 40% of Aussies say they are struggling financially. That is an enormous number. And many households are still dealing with higher food costs, higher insurance premiums, higher utility bills, higher rents, and higher mortgage repayments. For many people, this doesn't feel like a temporary adjustment anymore. It feels like the new normal. Now, here's where things become particularly interesting. Housing affordability jumped from 24% to 36% as a nominated national concern in just 1 month. That is a big jump. And it suggests housing is rapidly becoming a front and center issue again. Australians also ranked affordable rental housing and opportunities for home ownership among the country's most important priorities. And honestly, why wouldn't they? We've got a housing shortage. Rental vacancies remain extremely tight across the country. Home ownership is becoming harder for younger Aussies, and rents have risen dramatically in recent years. What this survey shows is that Aussies aren't just worried about today's bills, they're worried about whether the next generation will have the same opportunities previous generations enjoyed. And that's a very different conversation. Now remember, this survey was conducted after the federal budget. If Aussies believed the budget had helped address some of these concerns, you would expect confidence to improve, right? But that is not what had happened. This budget is a huge missed opportunity. Reaction to the budget was more negative than positive, with around 4 in 10 Aussies expecting a negative impact on both the country and their personal household. Just 24% thought it would have a positive impact for the country. And worse still, only 14% thought the budget would have a positive impact on their household. This budget is a complete failure. While the government argues its housing reforms will improve affordability over time, many Aussies appear completely unconvinced. That is important to note, because whether policies are good or bad sometimes isn't the main point. Confidence depends on whether people believe things are improving. And right now, a lot of Aussies don't seem to believe they are. Now, one of the most fascinating parts of the survey was the response to the housing tax reforms. The government's proposed changes to negative gearing and the capital gains tax have generated enormous debate. But public opinion appears remarkably divided. Support and opposition were relatively close, while a significant proportion of Aussies remain undecided. To me, that says something really important. People understand there's a housing problem, but there is far less agreement about what the solution should be. Some believe reducing investor incentives will help first-home buyers. Others worry it will reduce investment and make rental shortages worse. The reality is that nobody can say with certainty how all of this will play out. Now, here's where I think investors need to separate sentiment from fundamentals. As I've said, confidence matters a lot. When confidence falls, property markets can slow, consumers spend less, businesses become very, very cautious, investment decisions get delayed. We've seen that before, but confidence and fundamentals are not the same thing. Australia still has a massive housing shortage. Our population recently surpassed 28 million people. Housing construction remains constrained. Apartment approvals remain extremely weak compared to what most experts believe is required, and supply continues to struggle to keep pace with demand. These fundamentals haven't disappeared because Aussies are feeling pessimistic. If anything, they are part of the reason Aussies feel pessimistic. That's the key distinction here. Short-term confidence drives sentiment. Long-term supply and demand drives markets, and right now, Australia's long-term housing shortage remains unresolved. There is literally not a plan to fix it. So what should you, possibly as a property investor, someone concerned about the future, want to get ahead, want to make really good decisions with your money for you and your family, what can you take away from all of this? Well, Australians are telling us they feel stressed, they feel anxious, they feel exhausted, they feel increasingly worried about housing affordability and the cost of living, and many are no longer convinced that the future will automatically be better than the present. Whether you agree with that sentiment or not is almost beside the point, because confidence matters. It's influencing spending, it influences investing, it influences elections, and it influences housing markets. The challenge facing Australia isn't simply fixing inflation or fixing housing or fixing productivity. It's rebuilding confidence, because when people believe tomorrow can be better than today, they act differently. And when confidence returns, opportunities often return with it. So here's my question for you. Do you think Australians are right to feel this pessimistic, or do you think the country is in better shape than surveys like the Mood of the Nation report suggest? Let me know in the comments. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe, because every week I break down what's really happening in the property market, the economy, and with your money, so you can make better decisions for yourself and the people you love. I'll see you guys at the next video.